God, I hate Facebook, Olivia. I hate them.
What did it do anyway?
It's what they always do. They don't let us book our live show. I hate them. Like, I want Mark Zuckerberg to get anal herpes more than anything else in the world, and anal warts, and then get infestation of crabs. Can't stand it. From the throttling to everything else. I was looking at Damani's videos. He's got like 78,000 views on like a 2-minute video, and I'm just sitting here going, why and how?
I'm wondering if we are actually getting the views. It's just not doing it.
No, there's no way. No, we're not getting anything. They've completely, our account. Honestly, I think what we need to do is delete Facebook and start over. That's the only thing I can think of to do. It's just, they're horrible.
Yeah.
They have completely wasted the entire page is just, it's useless.
Yeah.
It's useless. It's just dead.
Well, maybe we do that and we just let everyone know, hey, you got to switch over, It might be the only way we can do it.
Yeah, we lose everything, but we start over. Take it away from my personal account, name it, The Dumb Show with Matt Spear. Unfortunately, we have to, so it has my name in it. But I think we're going to delete it. Like, what else can we do? They're not going to fix it. They're never going to fix it. It's a waste of money, waste of time. So all they're going to do is keep harassing us until we quit. Look at this, 35 people on a Friday. It's just, it's to the point where it's really hard for me to continue to even do Facebook.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so we'll have to figure it out. Well, folks, you can tell we're in a mood because Facebook does what it always does. We're in the middle of tornado warnings. So we're hoping we can be on. If we can't, we'll let you know. We got 3 minutes. See you then. Please share. Please try to get the word out, even though Facebook hates us and wishes we were dead. 5 people on Twitter, really? 22 on Facebook? Oh my gosh. Help out, folks. We need you. Share. Throughout the night, can you please tell me how many we have on Winked and Rumble? Throughout the night, tell me how many we have on Winked and Rumble. What did Hayden say when she came in? All right, we're mic'd up.
It's Red Friday. RED Friday, which stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. A movement designed to honor veterans and deployed U.S. troops by wearing a red shirt every Friday. As simple as that may be, Red Friday is a great way to back those who serve our country. Go to dumbshow.com and search for Red Friday to get your red on.
Hello everyone, good morning. Brandon from Still Point. Just wanted to give you guys an update on everything going on. Give a big hell yeah to Matt Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me show. The Barry Morgenstein photo shoot. There's Leroy. Look at him, looking great. Olivia looking stunning as always. Look at there, baby. Rocking the lid. Barry has done photo shoots with kings, presidents, the Pope, rock and roll royalty, Jimi Hendrix. Come on now. It's so awesome that our music is finally catching on after all this time. And you know we're going to always keep on rocking in the free world, baby. Make sure you tune in to the Don't Unfriend Me show every weeknight at 7 p.m. EST. The new stuff is dropping on all platforms very soon. We got it uploaded now, but we're getting on the Spotify playlist. You know how you have to do that. So be on the lookout for that. Go download it. Go support Still Point, and go support the Don't Unfriend Me show. Matt, Leroy, Olivia, Amy, we love you guys. Ethan, baby, we love you. And we will see you all soon. We'll get everything ready, and it's going to be badass. We'll see you on the stage soon. Keep on rocking in the free world.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. You have a camel spider story to tell or some stuff?
Yes. Okay. So last week, everyone on Rumble started talking about spiders. I don't know. And so I asked them if they had ever seen a picture of a camel spider before. And then I was like, I got a funny story. So that's our funny story. So I'll try and make it very quick. When we lived in Arizona quite a few years ago, back in 2008, the apartment community I worked at, maintenance guy was trying to scare us, and he showed us a picture of a camel spider, and the freaking thing is this big. I mean, it's freaking huge. So I come home and I'm like, honey, do we have camel spiders in Arizona? And Matt's like, nope, there's none here. Lo and behold, the next day,
I don't remember saying that at all.
You just told me there was none in here.
There's always camel spiders in the desert. They were in Iraq. They're everywhere. So
I just remember you distinctly telling me, no, they're not in Arizona.
You're distinctly full of shit, but it's your story, so we'll let you say it because I know where camel spiders are from, and I knew they were in Arizona. But
I think you were telling me that because I wouldn't freak out.
No, what we knew is that sun spiders is what you called them, not camel spiders. You called it a sun spider because that's what they call them in Arizona. I'm like, I have no idea what a sun spider is. Camel, I would have said yes because Middle East. So I didn't know what a sun spider was. That's what that story goes. Did you want me to not correct the story? Oh yeah, you're right. I had no idea. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh jeez.
It's important because I knew, and you're telling a falsehood. This is the woman who when I get a day wrong reads me the riot act.
I just remember, but that's okay.
You don't remember sun spider?
No, I remember it was a camel spider. I do remember.
No,
that.
you remember camel spider because go ahead, tell a story.
Yeah. So we had a cat at the time who was constantly catching bugs, constantly. And we had another cat who could never catch a bug to save her life. And we could always tell she was jealous.
Who was it? Was that?
That was Abby.
That was Abby.
And then Raja was the one catching all the
Raja
bugs.
was the killer.
We had an attached garage to our apartment, and she was constantly going into the garage, catching the grasshoppers and bringing them up and bringing them to us. So I go down to do the litter one day.
But not scorpions. We never even saw a scorpion.
No, because we had cats. Scorpions don't like cats, so they stay away from them.
That's right.
But so one day I go down to do the litter, and I turn on the light, and I see Abby sitting in the corner of the garage, chest out, proud, just head up, looking at me with like a smirk on her face. And I'm like, what in the world is she doing? And I go over there, and this thing, I swear to God, it was like this big, just runs into the wall. And I'm like, oh my God.
How fast does it run into the wall? That's the story.
Seriously, it was like, it ran like 5 feet in like a quarter of a second. I'm not joking. It was gone. So I'm taking the broom, shoving it in this hole. And I'm like, Matthew. And he's like, what? So I'm trying to explain. I'm like, it had a head of an ant and it had a tail of a scorpion and it had a body of a spider, but there was no tail. And he's like, oh my God, what the hell?
It's a griffin. It's a griffin.
I could not explain what this thing was in the matter of a half a second that I saw it. And he's asking all his employees, hey, any idea? And we're like, no, so I'm like, okay. So I keep going down and checking. And I check like an hour later, and there Abby is again. And I look, and she has got the thing cornered. And I'm like, she's going to freaking die trying to catch a bug for us. So I call for Matt, and I'm like, oh my God. And he gets the broom. This thing, seriously, he comes down with the broom, and this spider ran across our garage in like half a second, like 15 feet. And we were chasing the thing. We finally squished it. And yeah, finally squished the thing. And I swear to God, it was this big. It was so big.
See,
I was like, you've got to be joking me. The next day, it's in our garage. So anyway, that's our funny.
That's you completely misrepresented me in the entire story.
Go for it. Tell yours.
I mean, this is like just baffles me. I mean, I know I'm supposed to sit here and just agree because it's your story, but you're not represent. Like, you made me sound like a hero. I got scared. No, I ran. I saw the thing come out of the wall and I was fucking gone. I broke the broom. It was a green broom with the one you always buy from Target.
Yeah.
And I threw it at it and I fucking ran, Liv. And I was up the stairs. So, like, first of all, I know what a camel spider is. I didn't know what a sun spider was. You were calling it a sun spider, and I have no idea what it was, because everyone was like, Cyrus and David and Dougie were all like, oh, it's a sun spider. I'm like, what the fuck's a sun spider? And we couldn't find anything. And then I kept researching, and once I saw it, I'm like, that looks like a camel spider. Then we looked up on the internet. It probably took like 7 minutes because dial-up. And then it wasn't dial-up. And then we saw it was that. But I ran my ass because I read about it. It runs 10 to 16 miles an hour. It has a bite that's non-venomous, but basically feels like 100 wasp stings. And I'm reading this thing and I'm like, no. So when it came out of the wall, I ran.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. But turns out that these
FedEx. Hold on.
Turns out.
You tell the story.
That these
I gotta go get FedEx.
Go? I'll finish the story.
Now you gotta finish the story, and then remember we saw one in Bakersfield too.
Yes, yeah, we did. So we looked it up, and this thing is it's scary because it doesn't like sun. Lo and behold, it's called sun spider, but it doesn't like sun, so it sticks in the shade. And what it does is it chases your shadow. It's not actually chasing you. It's chasing your shadow. And that's why people are terrified of the thing. But yeah, they get to maybe a foot in the desert in the Middle East. So they're kind of scary.
Let them put it right there in front of the garage.
Whoa. I have no idea how we can hear that.
Go talk to him, son.
So, and also we saw it was actually in not Bakersfield, in Albuquerque when Hayden was a baby. And we kept hearing scratches on our wall and in the apartment we lived in. And we couldn't figure out what it was until I see a camel spider about 2.5 inches crawling up Hayden's bedroom door when she's like 3 weeks old. Yeah, that was a little scary as well. But anyway, that is our story of our spider. Thank you, Melanie, for letting me know about that and reminding me, because I completely forgot about it. So... But anyway, he's not back. So welcome, everyone, to The Dumb Show. Thank you for joining us on our Friday night. Hopefully we will stay on, and hopefully we don't get hit by a tornado, because we are on tornado watch right now. But just so you know, the show relies on donations from you guys. As you know, Facebook has completely demonetized us. I think we have made it all $13 in the month of May. So not very much. And so the show relies on your donations and to help us keep it free and to help us going. So if you can go to thedumbshow.com/donate, we would greatly appreciate it. We have a goal of 300 tonight. And if you could help out, we would really, really appreciate it.
Man, I wonder why your company going to shit.
I have no idea.
It actually is. Your stock's down over 27% year over year. How do you know? I sold on it.
I have no idea. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but somehow he's on the mic. You can hear him talking. But, oh my God. Well, turns out must be the same FedEx driver. Must be the same FedEx driver from last week. So update on the studio. Our studio, Matt got the door, and hey, you were wired in and we could hear everything you were saying.
This guy?
Yeah. No, we could hear you. We heard everything. I heard the doors opening. I heard you call him, and I could hear you in my headphones.
Good.
So I don't know if the show heard it, but I could hear you. It's kind of funny.
I hope they did hear it.
How are we hearing that? I have no idea.
Because, well, you're gonna,
You had it on your phone and it was playing into the
what?
The video was on your phone?
What video?
From Vivid. Was it up on your phone?
I don't think so.
I don't know, but anyway, we could hear it. I think so.
Holy shit! You should ask people if they heard it.
Yeah, they heard everything.
All right, so this is what just happened. I went into my garage. There was a camel spider. Yeah. So I got in a fight with it. All right, so this is what happened.
She's licking my feet. Jeez, Ash.
Good, Ash. Okay, Debbie's listening. Careful. Go have her.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what happened. Holy shit! First of all, I need Ethan. Ethan.
It's a typical Friday night in the Spear household. Holy moly.
You cannot believe what just took place.
I'm very excited. I'm waiting bated breath to hear.
Ethan, come in here and sit down with Mom, quick. So you got to talk. Get a headphone.
Hey, can you turn the fan on higher? I'm really warm.
Sure.
Okay.
I almost just knocked this fucking guy out.
Okay, here's this.
Okay, so get in here. So Ethan, get in here.
Okay.
All right, scoot down. Sit on Mom's lap or something. D, scoot over.
All right,
Excuse
there
me.
you go.
All right, so this is what happened. Did you hear?
No, but Ethan told me.
Okay.
The gist of it.
So Ethan, why don't you recite the story first to show if Dad's really just a horrible human being? Go ahead.
The desk for the new
Well,
setup.
slow down. You got to explain everything. So, who was on who drove up? You got to tell the story. Ready?
FedEx driver drove up. And
What is that noise?
It's
The
after
dog, does she have a bone?
Can you get that thing up? So I can't hear you guys. Get it up. All right. What does she have?
Oh, she's got her big bone.
Give me my cup. Give me my cup.
He got a cup.
God darn it, dog. Holy shit. What a night. I know we should have canceled tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead. All right. So,
So basically, FedEx driver. It's FedEx, not Amazon.
and we're waiting on a door that is 2 weeks late. And it's composite, it's MDF, right? So it's particle board, but it's vinyl over and we're waiting for it. It's 8 feet long, weighs about 250 pounds, and is a narrow, long box. They forgot to ship it last time. And I'm going to set the premise. FedEx was here, and it was the guy that was here last time with Hayden, who, no matter what I said to him, I'm like, hey, how you doing, man? How's your day going? Do you need help carrying that? Just ignored me the whole time. I swore he was a deaf mute. And finally, I'm like, okay, whatever. Then yesterday, Ethan, tell him the story when the Super Mac came, the lady.
I wasn't there.
Yes, you were, son. When she delivered the Mac, weren't you there?
No, everyone was at school.
Were you not there, son? When
I think you got
she
it.
had the boots on, and then I tried to reach down with the package, and she's like,
Oh,
yeah, dude, tell the story.
Basically, this like Mac Studio thing that's worth like I think $4,000.
$3,000.
$3,000. And Dad just wants to look at it because it's on a front door, and you know how Amazon has to like take a picture, and he just wanted to see it.
FedEx.
And Amazon.
FedEx. It's FedEx.
It's FedEx. And and she's like, oh, whoa, let me take my picture. And Dad's like, I just want to see it. And then she's like,
She yelled at me.
yeah, basically. And he's like,
She's like, no, I got to take a picture of it. And I said, well, what, don't talk to me like that in my own house. What? She's like, I was just kidding. And I'm like, whatever. So this is like the second FedEx driver. This is another FedEx driver. It's 7:30 at night. It's raining.
We're on tornado warning.
And we've been waiting this thing for 2 weeks. It's for the build. Okay, Ethan, what happened? And I'm going to shut up and you get to tell the whole story.
so basically, FedEx has been just, with all of the stories, it's just bad. And like Dad said, 2 weeks late, and he's in the middle of a show, so he's rushing. And the guy, it's like in the corner of a truck, and when I say like the bottom of it, it's like half open. Like I can see the packaging of like bubble wrap and stuff in it, and he stands on it, literally.
The guy's standing on it.
He's standing on it.
He's
and
standing
he
on
walks.
it.
He like walked back.
He
and
walked
forth on
on
it.
top of the narrow MDF particle board door, and he's walking on it.
And then when Dad, like, I think kindly just said, "Hey, like, please don't walk on that." It's been like, and like he goes, I don't remember what he says.
He goes, dude, I'm just trying to get it out of the truck. And I said, by standing on it? And he says, do you know? Okay, so I'll tell this. And then he goes, oh, come on, man. This isn't even my truck. This is my third truck today. And I said, well, I'm really sorry you're having a bad day, but you just made my day shitty because you just stepped on that and probably broke it. And it's half open. And I said, you know what, man, just push the box. I got it. It's 250 pounds. I'll deadlift it myself. So I pull 2 hands, and he's a wimpy beta soy boy. And I pull it out, and I'm ready to shoulder it, right? And he won't stop yapping. He's chirping me. So, well, I'm just trying to do my job. This box was in the way, so I walked on it. And I'm like, dude, what if it was you? What if it was your stuff? How would you react? What if this was your TV? Well, I wouldn't walk on it. I wouldn't walk on my own stuff. This is what he says to me. So as I'm pulling it out, he's like, man, just go figure. And I have it up, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. And I threw it up in the air, and I let it hit the ground. I said, I refuse service. And he goes, just great. Now I got to get it back in the truck. And I turned around and I said, dude, I swear to Christ, get the fuck off my property. If you say another word, I'm going to knock you so fucking hard in the mouth, your beard's going to fall off. He didn't say another word after that.
Did he take it?
Yeah. Did he say anything after that, E?
No.
No, he shut up.
He
was laughing at first. He's like, oh, okay. And then I turned around and I said, dude, one more fucking word. And then he shut up. I'm like, I am sick to death. Oh, and then I said, no wonder why your company's going to shit. He goes, it's not actually. I'm like, actually, yes, it is. It's down 23 year over year. And when your whole stock is like $26, you're going to shit. And the reason why is because your customer service sucks. You're just a horrible human being. I didn't even do anything.
So now how do we get our refund?
We called Amazon and we told them we refused service. We want our money back. Because they...
How do we get a desk?
It was an extra door that we had that we're going to put in. At this point, I don't care. I'll order it from Amazon. Why FedEx is delivering it is beyond me because I think it was from Wayfair. So I'm done. I didn't do anything. What a night. What a night. Hey, do you want to check yourself in the mirror? Do you want me to move out of the way so you get a full profile?
Looking at the comments.
What do you want? What are you doing here? You weren't even a part of the story. Did you say something to him when he drove off? You should have talked trash to him. He'd be like, I would kick your ass. Okay, Pam, get out. Love you. E, anything else I missed in the story?
No.
Did you see how I was so pissed? I picked up, I threw the box up in the air.
Jump shot, like
was it
basketball.
FedEx ground?
It was just FedEx.
I don't know. It's FedEx something. Why?
Somebody asked. Want to know if it was FedEx.
It would have been FedEx ground because it took them like 7 days to get here. Listen, usually like the Amazon drivers and I are like, what's up, man? What's your shit? Shiznit? What's going on, brother? FedEx, I mean, it's like, what can Brown do for you? They take that stuff personal. It's kind of like I'm an illegal alien and it's Donald Trump or something when they say Brown. Ethan, was I rude at first? Tell me.
No.
Be honest. Did I do something?
No, when I was like, I was, why is he standing on it? I thought it was like another product. And then I see your hand drop and I'm like. Mm-hmm.
Dude, he was dead standing on it.
And like he stood on it, like he was pulling it when he was standing on it. Like he was
right.
He was Looney Tunes moment. He was standing on it, and
how do you what?
Well, that's the point. He said
it's something you would do. Dude.
It's like sitting on a tree branch and sawing the branch.
Sawing. I usually have respect for those guys. You know, they deliver a shit ton of stuff to my house. He's just like, this is my third truck today. I'm like, woe's me, dude. I'm sorry. You know, that's not my fault. Why should that still doesn't explain why you're standing on my product. So, folks, it's been a rough week, right? And I'm not even grumpy. I'm not even grumpy. So you heard how did you hear the whole thing?
I have no idea. That's why I was like, I'm sitting there like hearing it in my head.
Did you hear him?
No, I only heard you. I heard.
So
like,
you heard me like cuss him out? And talk-
I heard him. You calling him an effing asshole?
Oh yeah, I said that.
Yeah,
too.
we heard that at the end. But was like we heard some banging and we heard like scratching and door.
How did you guys hear this?
I have no idea.
It's the mic. It's the outdoor. That's how good our mic is because our security system.
Okay,
the
I know what
security
happened.
system
You
was
had
on
your phone.
right
you
here.
opened the video. You forgot
Yep.
to close the video. Sit
Yeah.
next to the mic, so we're picking up the video feed.
I'm
through
not.
the
I'm
microphone.
not even remotely embarrassed. Like,
Did you get pictures of him standing in the box?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I sketched it real quick with charcoal and some parchment paper that I whittled out of my
Bobby
ass. The
wanted to
phone
know.
was right here. What?
Oh,
Wait, what was said?
Bobby wanted to know if we got pictures of him standing in the box.
I'm seeing if it recorded.
Yeah. Yeah, Carrie, we have tornado warnings going on right now. So yes, if all of a sudden you see us just duck for cover,
No,
that's
at this
what
point,
happened.
this whole show is just a
It's
wash.
gonna be a comedy show, basically.
I'm so
Yeah,
frustrated.
I don't even know how well I did by myself because I'm sitting there trying not to crack up because I'm hearing everything that's going on. I'm like,
You know me. I have a temper, but I've been good lately. I mean, I didn't do anything.
get off. You have your own. You have your own.
Ethan,
Child. I'm gonna
get
beat
off
you.
your mom's stuff. Hold on, I'm going to open this up. I got the video of this.
Oh yeah.
Phone in use. Okay, there we go. Turn that off.
That's him leaving.
No shit, guys. Really? Is that what it is?
I don't know. I just
Just can you give me a second to figure out how to do this
I thought
before you start
that was coming
chirping?
in backward. It was the video backwards, but yeah.
Take it back. FedEx guys, man. No wonder why your company's going to shit.
We heard that.
It actually is. Your stock's down over 27% year over year. How do you know? I sold on it.
I'm just watching like
Property. Shut up. Knock this fucking shit out of the top one more time than me. Speak to me like that again on my drive. What happened? Fucking asshole.
That's what we heard.
wait, can you replay that?
Where's the one where he shows him standing on it?
Olivia, how do you like your expectations of me are ridiculous?
figured
I'm
you'd play them in
literally playing the videos and where's it at, Matt? Where could it possibly be? Before this, in a second, after we're done watching this one, then you got Ethan, replay it, Daddy. Daddy, replay it.
I just figured you'd play them in order, you know.
Speak to me like that again on my drive. What happened?
Put on a FedEx uniform so I have a reason. Just I wasn't too hot. God, I'm a big dude. No wonder why you start giving him a stock lesson. Your fucking stock's in the trash.
Knock this fucking shit out of the top one more time than me. Speak to me like that again on my drive. What happened? Fucking asshole.
I'm going to show FedEx. Okay, Liv, I'm playing the other one now. Make sure to ask about the one before this. All right, let's see if I can.
Ethan, have him put it right there in front of the garage.
And okay, so I'm like, Ethan, just have him put it there, right? And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go help this guy. This is a heavy load.
Go talk to him, son.
So I'm telling Ethan, you go help him.
Slim Jim moms are gonna help so much.
You're doing great. Then I'm like, I'm going to go help this guy. I'm going to go help him. I know I'm doing a live show and we're trying to make a living, but I'm going to go help this guy. Let's see if we can see it. That's what I'm like. You're fucking standing on it, bro. I think that's all we got.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's it.
It's funny.
It's always something on the Spirit household. Tell you, good time will be had by all. All right, E, jump out. See you, buddy.
Thanks, bud. Love you.
So, what a jerk. So, he was standing essentially on. I'm going to send you back to FedEx.
He was the UPS driver.
Oh, I thought he was the mailman.
Yeah,
Milkman.
Hayden was the mailman.
Hayden was the mailman. Okay, sweet. So moving on. Listen, I don't like to talk like that to people, but all he had to do was say, oh, brother, I'm sorry. I've had the longest day. I feel horrible. And I didn't mean to stand on your box. Do you want to open it up and check it? But do you want to refuse service? I'm like, yeah, because you can't lift the box 20 feet. And I'm like, why didn't you come get me? It's not like you haven't delivered to this house before and know me. And I'm like, just forget it. I'll lift it by myself. Just give me the box. And he's like, oh. He's like, there's no way this guy's going to lift it. So I pulled it out with two hands, and it's not that heavy. What a jerk. Matt, do we need to do a Dummies Daily Rant to add to this one, or Dummies being dummies? I don't know, but this was stupid.
We should have a weekly rant. Just a week.
All right, let's get some donations in here, and we got to get the show going. So we've told the camel story, which bet it would bring in some viewers. I don't care if you guys want to do it. Let's do it. We got the phone lines. If you guys want to do a Dummies Rant, you guys can rant about anything you want. That's totally fine. I'm down. I'm cool. I'm hip. I'm with it. Bobby Richardson, Spider free donation. Love you all. Thank you, Bobby. We appreciate you. We still have to be done at 9, Liv.
Yes, we do.
We don't have a choice.
Nope.
So, because we have to go to Home Depot to go buy all of our wood. Next donation, Sandra Edwards, $26.25. Sandra, thank you. Sandra usually makes 26 or $5.65 donations. That's really nice to see. That's a big one. Thank you, Sandra. Sounds like me chasing people out of my yard. I just don't. Why stand on it? We got to call Amazon, baby, and tell them, and be like, dude, we refuse service. The guy was standing on the product.
Yep.
And now every package you get at your house from now on will be late. No, it won't. No, it won't. Because I've had FedEx show up to my house 3 times in as many years. Tamar, thank you. $10. Tip, smile. Yep. Thank you so much. I don't really care. I'm not going to sit there and suck up to somebody who's standing on my product. If that was my Mac, I'd be in jail. If that was my Mac Studio that I've been waiting for, definitely prison would have been where I would be. We got this from a viewer last night, and I think it was JD Stillwell.
Okay.
And reached out, and you look lovely, by the way, tonight. You look very ready to go to the. That's really, I don't care about that. The one on your ass is better. So
I don't have one on my ass.
Matt was here. Yes, you did. Matt was here.
I do not have a tramp
Entrance in the rear is what it says.
I do not have a tramp stamp. I only have 3 tattoos.
As far as you know.
Thank you very much.
So we got this article about somebody taking in the USDA taking food stamps and going through fraud. $66 million in fraud.
They have $66 million worth of food stamp fraud.
Well, let's listen, because I'm sure they're going to tell us. This should be interesting. Here it is.
Yep, $66 million. A woman of color works for the USDA, has fraudulently misappropriated, essentially stole $66 million worth of food stamps as an employee at the USDA. You remember the USDA. They were the ones that the Doge found all of this bloat and excess staffing, and Doge was finding all this misappropriation of federal funds and taxpayer dollars, and they went to the USDA and they shut it down, and all of that side was protesting because people were losing their jobs at the USDA and they were cutting out that program.
First of all, she's like USDA, which is like for steak, and then UDSA is what she spells in the video, and I think she means USAID. It's okay. I really fact check my sources of people who I put on my show, but whatever, she's doing fine.
And remember, the USDA is supposed to provide funding for foreign countries, not just the United States. This one,
sweetie, USDA is a grade of beef.
Exactly.
So this is they're an ag department that rate poultry and steak and okay.
Woman allegedly has worked for the USDA, a woman of color, for over 30 years and has defrauded the federal government in the EBT food stamp program to the tune of $66 million. One, how did she do that? 2, how has she been doing it the whole 30 years she's worked there? 3, why? What kind of kickback was she getting? Because allegedly she was creating like EBT debit cards and selling them. $66 million. And then they want to know why there's a certain group of people that are always saying, we can't have nice things. And then there's the same group of people that are crying all over social media that Trump is taking away their food stamps. You know, the ones that get $3,000 a month and then just go and make TikToks about it and videos about it. And then there's the working class people who can't get food stamps because allegedly they don't qualify for it. Well, maybe they would have qualified for it if we didn't have this woman defrauding the program to the tune of $66 million. Are you guys surprised? There's a part of me that's not surprised. There's a part of me that's not surprised by who it was. You know, they're the most educated women on the planet. You know, the ones that are not married. Yeah, they're not married because they're doing shit like this. Let me know down in the comments what you think. I don't care. Haters come in because it is what it is and it's sickening. And I cannot believe where else, what other fraud is going on? And now that Elon Musk has stepped down, like what's happening with Doge? My other question is, all the money that they've been finding, where are the consequences to the people that have been allegedly defrauding federal programs? What's their consequence? Question. What's happening to them? I want to know. Let me know what you think. Maybe I missed something in the news.
A lot of people are starting to wake up. A lot of people are asking the right questions. $66 million. It's not a sharp stick in the eye. That's some good money. It's probably what my insurance claim on that box is going to be. USDA does run the SNAP program. Okay. Then why is she calling it UDSA in the video? So let's find out. It's got to be a different It's got to be a different one than the food rating system, right?
Yeah, it should be.
I mean, should be. We don't do should be. You're going to find out.
Find out.
USDA does what? I mean, I know what the USDA does, but I can't believe they. Well, I guess they would be in charge because it is the Department of Ag.
Yeah.
Food safety, nutrition assistance, support for farmers, conservation, research, rural development, trade, and export.
See anything?
Do they do SNAP? I didn't think SNAP. I don't think USDA does SNAP. Do they? Let's see. Oh, they do. And it's through the FNS, right? Okay, so that makes sense. It's through the which is Food and Nutrition Services, I believe. So it's a subsidiary of the USDA. It's not the USDA that does it. It's the FNS, which is under the USDA. That makes sense. Okay. Weird. $66 million. How many people could that get off the street? How many kids could that feed? Would that stop children from being hungry in the United States? Would like every child have a meal for a year for that much? Sounds like they would. Unless they go to like that steakhouse that we were going to go to after the shoot.
Yeah.
So that's my question.
$75 for an ounce of steak. So
stupid. So stupid. Kobe beef is cheaper in Japan. We could have flown to Japan for what we would have paid for that meal.
Exactly.
So okay, USDA, I stand corrected. She's right. But she transposed it UDSA. It doesn't matter. I thought she meant USAID because the USDA is not giving millions of dollars to other countries. That's the USAID. So I think she is making, and that's okay. Who cares? She did a great job. I'm not going to, whatever. It's a little off, but that's okay. So am I. Attorney United States acting under conferred Office of Federal Bureau of Investigation announced the scheme generated over $66 million in unauthorized transactions under the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, colloquially known as food stamps. This is one of the largest food stamps fraud in U.S. history. The defendants, Michael Kehoe, Mohammed Naflah, Omar Gomal, Iman, and Arlasa Davis, are charged with conspiracy to steal government funds and to misappropriate U.S. Department of Agriculture benefits, among other charges. Davis, a former USDA employee, is additionally charged with bribery and honest services fraud. The case is assigned to the U.S. judge-led S. Rakoff. This is insane. Here's the winner's LinkedIn profile. Oh, yeah, I think I saw her over at the Diamond Cabaret on a Tuesday graveyard shift. And I think they called her the slithering hepatitis. Program specialist at USDA. She has 3 connections. Wow, she's really linked in. 38 years she's worked there. And
apparently she's pissed she hasn't gotten a raise or the raise she wanted.
yeah, 67 million isn't enough. These people are ridiculous. So you throw her in jail and everyone else who is involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who the hell is Steve Richardson? Who's asking that?
What? Where?
Thomas is asking that.
I'm not seeing. What are we asking?
I don't know. He's asking who Steve Richardson is. I've seen Steve Richardson in the show before, and of course, a few other people. Your pronunciations made me choke on my Pepsi. Yeah. JD, there's your JD. Thanks. I do it for you, and then you're not even here. You can watch the replay. So $66 million in food stamps. So like your thoughts on having to work, like if you're able to work, you should work, right?
Yes.
Even part-time.
Absolutely. You should. If you are able to work, you should work. I don't believe in being lazy. Because even when I didn't get paid to work, I still worked my freaking ass off. The hardest job I've ever had. Raising 2 kids. So, but yeah, it's just people who are like, oh, I can't work. I've got a splinter in my toe. I need food stamps and federal aid for a year because...
And I've had 7 kids.
Exactly. Just going to pop out another kid because I get more money for it.
If everyone would just delete, just block Steve Richards, whoever this guy sounds like, Diana Prince's husband in Wonder Woman. Turn the AC on, huh? That's why it's hot in here. Because the AC's down. You're going to have to turn it down to like -6. Yeah. Just everyone delete them. It's okay. It's okay, JD. We accept it. All right. The show's completely off the rails anyway. We're completely screwing this up.
Yeah, completely.
Because of FedEx.
Yeah.
So
I'm supposed to ask you a question.
Okay.
Jay Fisher from Rumble would like to know what you think it would be like if Trump filed bankruptcy on the debt. Would it completely suspend the deep state and Fed reserves? I'm not quite sure what the last sentence means, but what would can we file bankruptcy on the debt or no?
No.
Okay.
No. We could default on the loans and our credit rating would go in the toilet. And unfortunately, the United States entire government and everything we do would go to a standstill because we don't have the money. We don't have $37 trillion in debt. We don't have that money. In fact, we don't even, on cash on hand, we have less money than Apple. Apple has like 4 or 5 times more money than we do. The United States government on hand, it's not as much as you think. Maybe on hand we have 70 billion. You want to look it up, Liv?
Sure.
So our credit rating is extremely important. Find out for you. I know when Apple had 72 billion, they had more than us.
September 30th, 2024, 1.2 trillion
No,
in
they don't.
cash.
No, they don't. No, they don't. That's a lie. That's a blatant lie. Currency in circulation is 2.3 trillion. How much do we actually have? Circulation money is not the way that works.
This includes 870.8 billion in operating cash held by the Treasury.
Okay, so there's 870 billion in operating cash, but that doesn't mean what they have on hand. Okay. Understand this is a cash is a promissory note, right? Mm-hmm. So if we see $1, that dollar has to be representative and indicative of something. It has to be tied to possibly a credit.
It's another one saying 1.2 trillion cash on hand is what it's saying.
No, but it's impossible. Liv, look at me. That's impossible. What you're saying is cash in circulation is tied to some form of monetary value. That there's no gold, there's no silver, there's no oil, there's no petrodollar. It's assigned to credit. So let me ask you a question before you answer that.
Okay.
Let's say we get $35,000 on a credit card. Does that mean we have $35,000?
No.
Then why can we say the government has $1.2 trillion in cash? Because we're $37 trillion in debt.
Good point.
So they don't have that money. The operating cash that the United States has is based upon some sort of commodity. Right, like Fort Knox, you know? So it used to be our money used to be tied to the gold and the silver certificate. Then it moved, and then it was assigned to the petrodollar. Now it's assigned to what? A credit card? So if we foreclosed or stopped paying on our debt and defaulted on our loan, our credit rating would go south and we would cease to exist because we would no longer have cash on hand to operate the government. But that means everything. It's not just stopping paychecks for veterans or military personnel or closing state parks. We're talking everything from power and energy to water, to natural gas, any type of government regulated systems like trains, office buildings, post office, everything was shut down. And then we would not only default, but then you would have countries that would collect. And then we would have to start selling off pieces of our country, selling off pieces of our businesses, selling off property, any investments that we have overseas, any cash on hand would be liquidated. I mean, folks, you don't want to default on your loan. So can he? Yes. Would you? No. Matt, Olivia, did I ever tell you guys I love you effers? Yes, I had a few, but no, you haven't told us lately. But thank you for telling us. Yeah, we don't have any money right now. So when did the gold standard end? Oh, geez. 60.
Thank you, Deborah, for the $25.
Hey, Deborah, thank you.
TGIF to you as well.
Happy Red Friday. Yes. When did gold standard? I know when the silver certificates did. When did gold standard? And it's not that gold standard stopped. It's just that we stopped counting our dollars. So this is interesting. So there's a few different times. I knew there was. That's why I was struggling with the date. 1933, U.S. domestic gold standard was suspended during the Great Depression. 1944, Bretton Woods, after World War II, the U.S. and other countries agreed to modify the gold standard known as the Bretton Woods system. U.S. dollar fixed to gold at $35 per ounce, and other currencies were pegged to the dollar. 1971, I thought it was 69, but Nixon announced the suspension of the direct convertibility of dollars to gold internationally. This effectively ended the gold standard because the foreign governments could no longer exchange their dollars for U.S. gold. 1973, Bretton Woods system formally collapsed and currencies began floating against each other freely. So I thought it was 69, but it wasn't. So then you had the U.S. dollar really associated with the petrodollar, and then that ended under Joe Biden when that contract expired and Saudi Arabia basically gave Joe Biden the finger. So our dollar is based on a credit card.
Awesome.
Matt, Olivia, I'm glad you do the work you do. You're all amazing. Thank you for all you do. I still have a couple of silver certs. I've got some silver certs somewhere too. I don't even, and a couple of coins.
I think they're in my jeweler box.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
They are.
We just got raided on Rumble again. That's the second time in 2 weeks.
Getting raided by whom?
Raided by Jeff Mack has raided this stream and has brought a crap ton of followers.
Is that a second one?
It's the second one. It's a different one.
Then Jeff Mack, could I ask a favor? Anyone who comes on, even if you don't love the show, please follow it. For some reason, we're not searchable on Rumble. I'm working with the programmers over there. But even the programmers, like, dude, your show should be huge. We have people who are literally in their basement picking the banjo that have 80,000 followers and viewers.
Yeah, so one of them just said, I used to watch him all the time, and he disappeared, which means they watched us, and then all of a sudden they can't find us.
We haven't missed a show in like
I know
almost a year. We're here every night. 7 o'clock. This is the thing I'm trying to tell you, man. People are like, we love your show. We can't wait to, and then poof, they gone. This happens on all social media. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Olivia.
I know.
So
maybe I should just bow out gracefully.
Yeah. seriously. I was just going to say, it couldn't possibly be me and my wonderful sultry attitude. Well, thanks, Rumble people. We love you guys. We love everybody who comes on. Twitter people, Rumble, YouTube, Facebook.
Said Rumble Rick on X could hook you up, is what one of them just said.
Hey, whatever. I use all the help I can get. But here's the funny thing on Rumble. I think we got like 1,700 followers, but our ratio is like, it's like almost 10% of our viewers
we usually
watch.
have like 80, anywhere from 70 to 90 a night watch.
Right. So 7 to 10% watch. Twitter, 7 to 10% people watch, who are my followers. YouTube, 7 to 10% watch. If 7 to 10% of my people on Facebook watched, we would have 25,000 people watching. That should tell you Facebook is a bunch of jerks. But anyway, I can't see Rumble. Soon when we get the new studio, which we're crushing it. We're really doing well. It's getting there.
I can't believe it's been like 2 weeks since the show. 2 weeks today.
Thank you, Mary.
I can't believe it. It seems like it was just yesterday, but then it seems like it was a really, really long time ago because we've been working our butts off in the studio. And
this picture was cool today. I mean, this I was just sitting there and I was just admiring the work, because you want to take a look. And just the lighting that was coming in from that window, it just it just reinforced the conversation we had the other night about my dad and, the prayer that I said. I don't know, but it's coming together and you guys are going to you're not going to like the other door that was just returned from FedEx. All right. We got a lot, we got a lot more to show. We got to call Amazon tonight and make sure that we get that money back. Cause that's like $350. Let's move on. We've got a bunch of other stuff. I'm seeing all the likes, folks. Thank you. I really am. I'm seeing everybody kicking it in. Here's one. Dan Bongino gets on and starts talking about James Comey. Y'all know James Comey, the guy who was responsible for Crossfire Hurricane and FISA warrants, and then literally prosecuting Hillary Clinton for 13 minutes straight in front of Congress, and then saying, but
wait,
she didn't mean to.
That wasn't her intention.
Brandon 69er.
I wonder if that's still Point Brandon.
I don't think so. It says, it's most deaf, Livia. No joke. Please don't unfriendly me.
That means.
She's single, dude, for the right donation. So
hockey tickets. We'll take it in the form of hockey tickets.
Colorado Avalanche tickets. Got to at least be like center ice. Throw a center ice in a beer.
There are times I really regret my answer.
You were not going to sleep with Milan Hajduk. You wouldn't have me.
It would have been Tangay. It would have been Hajduk.
Whatever. It would have been a Tangay Hajduk sandwich.
Maybe Messier as well.
All right. Ugh. Eric.
He was cute.
No, he wasn't. Eric was a putz. Moving on. Dan Budget. Oh, thank you, Suzanne, for $21.10 donation. That's going to pop here in just a second. And God, everyone's giving money right now. This is great. There's a ton. Thank you, guys and girls. We appreciate it for all the donations. Livy's going to be busy. Livy, just play them through and I'll. Yep. Suzanne, thank you. There it is. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for what you do. Here's Dan Bongino talking about piles of James Comey having top secret documents, not in a hidden room per se, but hidden from the eyes of him and Kash Patel. This is weird stuff. JD, thank you, buddy. $15. We appreciate you. Here's the video. Thanks for addressing the topic I asked about. Family was keeping me busy tonight. That's all right, man. Family first. Here we go.
You read the stuff that's coming out.
Does he still have loyalists in the building? Because when I hear the FBI director saying, you guys are finding boxes that are hidden, okay, how does that happen in the Bureau?
Well, we were there a couple of weeks, and luckily there were a lot of people up there who grabbed us by the arm the minute we came in and said, thank you for being here. We need to talk. There are people there who are really horrified at what happened. And there was a room, and we found stuff, a lot of stuff.
A hidden room.
I wouldn't call it hidden, but hidden from us at least, and not mentioned to us. And then we found stuff in there, and a lot of it's from the Comey era. And
do you see all these likes that are happening? Then why isn't the ticker going off?
Because that's follows. There's a difference between follows and likes.
Oh.
Are working our damnedest right now to declassify. And just so you know, because I get the public, I totally understand people saying, well, do it now. The process is not all the information is ours to declassify. Some is other intelligence agencies. It's not, we literally can't do it. Once that gets done and that gets out there and you read some of the stuff we found that, by the way, was not processed through the normal procedure, digitizing it, putting in FBI records. We found it in bags hiding under Jim Comey's
really quickly,
FBI. You're going to be
The
stunned.
shells.
So listen, a lot of people are coming after Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino and Kash Patel. Listen, if you could go back 2 years ago, go back 4. And go back to J6 and go back to when they were classifying parents like you and me because we have a don't tread on me flag as domestic terrorists, or that we talked to our school board and we asked them tough questions like, are you sexualizing our children? You know, crazy shit like that.
Why do you have porn in the elementary school libraries?
Easy. Some things need to happen, Liv, and you just need to embrace them. That's really just not very diverse of you. But hey, howdy, I'm single too. So yeah, and then there's your son, your Bill. Okay. So if you could go back 4 years and I could tell you that we were going to put in Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi, could you pick 3 better people to fill those seats?
No, I mean, I don't really know.
No, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, and Pam Bondi.
Yeah.
I mean, what are them? I mean, it's all Republicans, all Trump loyalists. Okay, so we need to give it time. Guys, I know you think that declassifying information is quick. It's not. It's not.
I think people expected that since Republicans have everything, they expected Donald Trump to go in there and wave a magic wand and snap his fingers and boop, and everything be out in the open. And all these people, these Democrats are being handcuffed and put in jail and mugshots. And I think that's what people were thinking. It's going to take some time. And I know we've been impatient with Bondi as well.
I have too. We all have. I have too. I admit it.
I think, if there's as much proverbial shit as we think there is to wade through, it's going to take some time to go through everything. And I know we want heads to roll. I just don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, some people definitely. I mean, there's got to be, someone's got to pay for some of the stuff that's happened.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
I just don't know if it's ever going to happen.
Well, I mean, it should be public, it should be loud, and it should be often. Bob Cox says, hi, all, I watch you every night, and I got my bells turned on, but Yahoo turns it off, so I watch at 4 p.m. I got to hunt the show down, and it's way down in space, but I'm just glad I can watch. Here's the cool thing. If you guys go to the Don't Unfriend Me show, it's at The Dumb Show across all social media. When we're live, my avatar, it'll say red and live. Click it, and it will take you right to the live show. If that also doesn't work, if you go to the Dumb channel, Olivia's going to link it for you right now.
Right now.
Go here on Facebook. Go to the Dumb channel. It's 7 o'clock Eastern every single night, Monday through Friday.
Yep. Go here. Click on this link. Join the Dumb Show Messenger group on Facebook. And every single time there is a show, a news article, a video, anything, it's posted in there. And then you can click it and get right into the show.
You need to shorten that. I don't think that's going to show the whole link.
I copied and pasted it. So unless there's something else I need to
just
do.
Just put www messenger in the channel. Take out the HTTPS. Just put the www in there and paste it in there right now so they can click it because it's cutting it off.
Okay.
So that's the best way to find the show, or just at the Dumb Show. If you want, remember, we're called At the Dumb Show, but it's the Don't Unfriend Me Show. We shortened it. And I think what I'm going to do is on Rumble, I'm going to change it from the Don't Unfriend Me Show to At the Dumb Show. I think everyone will understand what it is. And that's what we're going to have to do. And that is including my Facebook show. Facebook is called the Don't Unfriend Me Show. I think I'm going to change it to the Dumb Show. Says invalid link. Liv,
okay, try this.
Send it to me.
Okay.
Send it to me.
I'm sending it to you.
Sorry, folks.
Sorry. I want to make sure I get the right link.
I'm copying it. Hold on. Yeah, you need to shorten that text from now on. Don't delete that comment you have.
Okay. Yeah.
You when you have a URL, you have to make it short as possible.
Okay. I just need a new one then.
Hold on. Okay, so honey, if you go to the channel itself and click on channel info and hit copy link, It'll give you the link. There it is. I just put the link. That's it. Just the same one you have. If you guys click that, that'll put you in Messenger. DUM is an acronym. Yeah, DUM. Don't unfriend me. And of course, liberals are like, yeah, you guys are dumb. And it's like, you're the one who can't even spell dumb. That's DUMB. I know what it spells, but it sounds like. So isn't that an antonym?
So what I
Isn't that an antonym? When a word sounds like it? That's an antonym, right? Synonym means that live.
What?
Antonym is based on sound, right? Or is that a synonym?
Synonym is God, it's been way too freaking long. We need to get our daughter in here.
Come on.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to do this for you.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
been
I'm
way
right.
too long. I still have to go. Every once in a while I'm like verb, adverb, noun, and verb. I have to sit there and think. It's been way I used to be so good at English too.
All right, here it is. See if I'm right.
So it's Messenger.
I looked it up.
I'm asking about the channel, so I make
No,
sure
I
I
don't care
get
about
it
the
right.
channel. A word that has similar meaning to another word. Example, happy and joyful are synonyms. Aha, I was right. Example, a word that has the opposite meaning. Oh, that's antonym. Happy and sad are antonyms. Okay, and what is sound? Go ahead, say your thing real quick.
I was just going to say it's messenger.com/channel/the dumb show, right?
Yeah, it's in chat right now.
Got it.
Sorry about that.
Just making
But I looked it up, so I was like, let me. It's a homophone. So it's a word that's gay. It's a homophone. So antonym is they're antithetical to each other. A synonym is that they essentially have the same meaning but spelled differently in a different word. And a homophone is a gay word. So a synonym would be happy and joyful. An antonym would be hate and love. And a homophone would be there, and they are there.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thanks, Thomas.
For
$20.
simply existing.
Gay word. Got it. Gay word. So let's move on. I think people need to give Bondi, and Patel a little more time. And if they say Epstein didn't kill himself, I think you guys need to understand is when we want something to be true, we tend to fill in the gaps. And this is normal. We do this at work when our boss doesn't tell us how we're doing. Some people go to the negative. Some people think, oh, well, I'm great. I'm going to be fine. And then they get fired the next day. And they're like, oh, what? Man, everything was good. And the boss is like, no, it wasn't. I was giving you signs in your review. I was telling you were constantly late and tardy. I don't remember any of that. The other people are like, boss calls you in and like, oh my God, please don't fire me. You're like, I was going to give you a promotion. What's wrong with you? So people fill gaps. And the problem with conspiracy theory is most of it is because the unknown is applied with something that people think they know. There's no exculpatory evidence. A lot of it is speculative, and they connect the dots, and then they go, yeah, that sounds good. But most of the time, it's not true. Now, there might be semblance of truth. For instance, take a look at COVID. People were worried about the vaccines, and they have a right to because mRNAs, the things that people were concerned about mRNAs, wound up happening. Well, that's not a conspiracy. That's a fact that you read the lines underneath it and saying what damage mRNAs could do, and that's what happened. And then, of course, it was in China next to Wuhan lab, and people put two and two together and said, well, there's a really good chance that it wasn't in this meat market and it could have been released from the lab. Well, it was a guess. It was speculative, but it was right. Now, the conspiracy theory is where they say, well, China released it on purpose. Well, you have no evidence of that. Did they try to cover it up? Yes. Did they try to point blame elsewhere? Yes. Did they try to do everything they can and could and still do to keep it off of them? Of course they do. But do we know it was purposeful? No, we don't know that. Because trust me, there are many other viruses that China has in its possession. And if they want to wipe out a better part of the planet, I'm pretty sure they could. So let's be honest. Did you get my donation yet, Matt? Thomas Griffith said.
We just put it in, Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas, why don't you pay attention? Stop drinking. So it comes down to this. It is if Kash Patel, Dan Bongino both say this, or this. Why didn't China say U.S. funded it? Well, why didn't the U.S. say they funded it?
Because they don't want him to have anything to do with it.
Once again, Mary, great point. It doesn't mean that it was released by China. That's still, see, gain of function research, like all research for any bioweapon, level 4 or level 5 virus, is going to be classified. It's going to be TSSCI. So the government not telling me something doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that they were in open hearings denied that it was funded, and Fauci lied about it. Now that's something we got to hit, right? My point is that, don't you remember how COVID, here's a conspiracy, that the Ukraine bioweapon labs, there were 9 of them, and Vladimir Putin was hitting these bioweapon labs with conventional warfare, which would spread diseases if he hits a level 4, level 5. Ridiculous notion. And that they were trying to stop the bioweapon labs. Well, we took that story and tore it apart. There were stories about the Baltimore Bridge, that it was China overtaking with spy satellites and overtaking the console of the ship, which I also disproved and told you why. And we wound up being right. So yeah, U.S. CIA probably released the virus. Why, Mary? Let me ask you a question. And Mary, I've been doing this a long time. I'm doing this for 4 years. And this usually is where people get mad at me, because I'm not attacking you. I'm having a conversation with you because this is what I do. And I've had this conversation with people 1 million times over. What's the basis of any government system? For the people and for themselves. What's the self-interest of the government, and what are the people's interests in the government? Give me your basic concept of that and what you think. Laugh my ass off. My phone dropped the internet. So there. Is that code for you drink too many beers? Brandon, do you have Longhorns? Trump. Why did Fauci get a medal from Trump instead of getting fired? Right.
Exactly.
Why does Trump still push the vaccine?
You know, I know this is a little off topic, but that just popped in my head because you said Fauci.
Yes, and when Mary answers, we'll move, but go ahead.
Yeah, Fauci was pardoned. Okay, so was
a preemptive pardon. A retroactive and future pardon.
Yeah, so he was pardoned. So was like Pelosi and freaking all the other Democrats and everything. But now there's this whole auto pen conspiracy going on. So I'm wondering who was in charge of that, and if he's actually, because if they find out, can those pardons be taken away and we actually go after Fauci?
We're going to talk about the auto pen next, so let's save that for next. Mary says, sure, it could have been an accident. If so, then why didn't China warn the world about it? This is not unheard of for China. China doesn't necessarily share everything with everyone. And when you are a global power, whether you're China or not, you're going to do what all global powers do when they may have made a snafu that could literally kill millions of people. They're going to shut up about it. I don't like China. I've worked against China for most of my intelligence career. I'm just going to tell you, we would have done the same thing. Kept it quiet. But to go back to what we were talking about, the basis of government, what are the expectations of government, of its people, and what is the people's expectations of the government? What is Mr. Holiday Sauce, $21.10, thanks. China doesn't care. Yeah, China, the Asian bird flu, H1N1, several others. The original SARS, the SARS-CoV-2 was in 2021 or 2001. That was also released by China. They're always this way. How can you pardon if you haven't been charged? Okay, so Mary, we're obviously we're like skipping around. So I'm going to go back to what we were talking about. The basis of a government for its people is to protect the individual freedoms of its citizens in a republic and protect the borders from all enemies, foreign and domestic. That's the government's job in a republic, to enforce the law and order of the country based upon the elected bodies, legislative endeavors. That's the job. That's what the people expect of the government. Now, the government, their job is to make revenue from the citizenry so they can collectively empower themselves to execute the expectations of the people. But that's not what happens. So the government takes revenue from the people multiple times. You have an income tax, you have a state tax, you have Social Security tax, you have a FICA tax, you have a sales tax, you have a death tax, you have a property tax, you have annual licensings and fees. So all this shit, you're getting triple, quadruple tax on all your money. But your job for the government, now this is the nefarious side of the government, is you are a revenue source. And if you're dead, that hurts the revenue. Now, if you take 2 million people and you wipe them off the planet, does that have an impact on the planet? It sure does. Does 200,000? Not as much, but 2 million has an impact. But if you take 1 billion off the planet, if you take 2 billion off the planet, we have global collapse. Jobs will no longer function. Revenue will no longer be taken in. Productivity, infrastructure, upkeep, all of these things would literally fall by the wayside. Debts would be foregone because they would go into a bankruptcy. Things that are in escrow would literally be seized and locked up, and that money would essentially die, and those lending companies would lose it. Then those construction companies who lended against those houses would lose it. And money would literally just poof. And the entire economy, the world economy, would crumble. Why would anyone take away their revenue stream? Mary, you have a lot of questions, but you're still not answering the one I asked you. Then if the government isn't going to be held accountable for its actions, then how can we expect any accountability? I know I'm rambling and jumping around. The American people are tired of no accountability. I'm an American people too. And I'm with you, but I'm still asking a question. Why would any government kill its revenue? Would you, if you made $12, $13, $25 at work, would you take $5 and just throw it away and say, no, I'll work $5 less? The government isn't going to willingly kill its people unless they have a reason. And not just the United States government, usually war, conflict, or to quash some sort of rebellion, or to silence a certain group of people, or experiments, or maybe putting people in concentration camps. All of those things I just listed were done by Democrats or socialist communists, by the way. But the point is that most of the time, government's job is to keep people alive as long as they can, for as fruitfully as they can, so they can continue to make revenue, because that's really all we are. We're kind of like the Matrix, where our bodies are feeding all the computers and we're batteries. Instead, we're cash machines for the government. So killing us is kind of counterintuitive to what they're supposed to do. So if we have to say that, then why would China, why would the United States want to kill all those people? Jeff Oliphant, $25. Jeff, thank you. And I got your big donation the other night. I want to say thank you for that. And Jeff Honeycutt also gave us a big donation. I want to thank you for that as well. So both of you. I sent you an email. I don't know if you got it, but Mr. Honeycutt seems to give us $100 every month. And then Mr. Oliphant was there during the show and he helped us out. And then also 25 tonight. Thank you so much. So my point is, I'm not saying that China didn't release this on purpose, but if they did, there would be all intents and purposes lead to the fact that it was mismanagement of handling and proper disinfecting and using the antimicrobial process so they don't have any of this stuff leave with them. And that's totally expected, especially when it's a roughshod, very low-funded lab, and China cuts corners. China do they care about their people? They do. They care about the ones that produce them money. They don't care about the ones that are resisting. My theory, I think they're slowly killing us for our land. Gates, abortion, not enough resources to maintain the population. Well, when the government so this is interesting. So if the government decided to buy up every piece of property in the United States, do you know how much money that would cost?
No. I don't.
Anyone want to take a guess? I'll write it down. Let's take guesses.
Okay.
If the United States wanted to buy up all the property through eminent domain, and wanted to buy up, and understand this, is that the United States government owns like 66% of the United States anyway. They own all the property that doesn't have any buildings on it or any property sales. Most of that is owned by the U.S. government anyway. Just from the national forests and the federal reserves, there is massive amount of land owned by the United States. But let's go ahead. I'm going to write it down. Let's everyone take a guess. How much money, if the government bought, and I'm writing people's names down.
Jeff got your email, by the way.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for replying to me and make me feel good about myself.
Oh my gosh. Go on a guilt trip, Jeff.
Pack your bags.
Oh my goodness.
Are we getting guesses?
Somebody just said trillions.
Are you sure?
Somebody said billions.
I know, but you got to give me a number. You can't just trillions or billions.
40 trillion.
40 trillion.
900 trillion.
Are you writing these down?
No, I guess I should, huh?
Okay, so let me give you the equation first.
Okay.
5K per acre. Oh God, I wish it was that much. 900 trillion. Okay, everyone's writing this down. It's good. This is good. This is a fun game. Okay, so I wrote this down earlier because this is a good conversation. If the government were to purchase privately held land in the country, total land area, U.S. land area, come and give me, how many acres are in the United States? Someone give me a guess. You two live. How many acres do you think the United States has?
Oh, gosh.
The U.S. area, land area. Alaska, Hawaii, all of 50, 48 lower.
Jeez.
Just give me a guess. Stop taking so long. Just guess.
500.
This is like when I want to ask you if you want to have sex. You're just like, do I have to?
Do I have a headache tonight or
Yeah.
not?
So what is it? How many?
500 trillion. I don't know.
500 trillion acres?
I don't know.
What is this, Saturn or Jupiter?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm just thinking that we're on half an acre and it's not that big.
It's actually quite big. 2.27 billion acres is how much the United States is, okay? The federal government already owns 640 million acres, like I said. Okay? So like 40%. So that was a great guess on my part. Thank you. It's actually about 28% of the land area. But if you take federal lands too, and protected lands, it's actually more than 40%. Okay?
Matt said 50 mules.
Right. Privately held land, subtracting federal land, approximately 1.63 billion acres are privately owned. Estimated value of that is about $23 trillion. So if the United States wanted to build up, and let's just say out of all that land, 5% of it is truly coveted land with great mineral rights, flowing water, northern exposure, up against a mountain, so no severe weather on the plains. Let's just say 5. If the United States wanted to do that by eminent domain, it would cost them $2 trillion. They could do that and drop the bucket without killing anybody. So when we start thinking about stuff like this, Mary, on this show, I don't know how long you've been watching us, but I hope you continue. There used to be a time where I would get into an argument with you and I'd belittle you and be a jerk. I don't do that, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to try to help people. How do you pick something apart and say, okay, let's use rational, logical thinking on this? Does the government kill its people? Yes. Inadvertently, they do. We know this. And probably intentionally they do at the same time. We know this was done in World War I, World War II. We know the Japanese internment camps. We know Tuskegee. We know slavery. We know that the black people they tested syphilis and gonorrhea on, they didn't even give them cures when it finally was curable. The government, and don't forget, we irradiated and flashed at 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit an entire country in Japan. So the United States it can be soulless at times, but when we're thinking about this, what is the point of the United States to kill its own people? There really isn't one, because there's a hell of a lot easier ways than to do a pandemic, which not only affects the layman, everyday, mom and pop, but also could kill the politicians who are trying to do this. I understand that it's easy to think BlackRock and Bill Gates and all these people. Well, before them, it was the Hiltons, and then it was the Crowns, then it was the Sharps, then it was the Waltons. So, folks, people have been doing this through centuries. And if you look at the history of the richest people on the planet, it literally just constantly ebb and flows. And it's over the last 200 years, it's incredible. It's the same 50 names, and it will always be the same 50 names because that's where the money is. Was COVID, did Democrats take advantage of it and use executive powers and emergency powers to alter the election? Of course they did. We know this. We know they sent out 50 million mail-in ballots to people who weren't registered because you couldn't get registered at the DMV. It was a 6-month wait. Olivia and I went through it. So we know what they did. But did they kill millions of people for depopulation when honestly every single country in the Union or in the United States, excuse me, let me try that again. Every state in the Union and every country around the world is all suffering from depopulation on its own because they're not having sex. People aren't having kids. People aren't getting married. The lesbian, gay, and transgender community has grown by 2.1% over the last 10 years, predominantly in young children. And what I mean by young children is 18 to 30, and those are the people who are replenishing our current generation.
And unfortunately, they're not having children at a rapid enough clip. In fact, it's went down below 1% for the first time, or one child per family household for the first time ever in the United States.
If I'm not mistaken, when I was a kid, it used to be like every 7 seconds someone died and every 3 seconds someone was born.
That's right.
And now
That
it
ratio
switched?
has flipped.
So every 7 seconds someone...
No.
No.
I don't know that. Well, let's find out. I mean, that's why we do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every 3 seconds, someone born, and 7, someone die. I know this for a fact, is that gap is closed, honey, because this generation will be the first generation. If you remember, last year was the first time that we had more illegal immigrants enter the country than we had newborn babies.
Yep, I remember that.
So here it is. You ready?
Yep.
I did this show on this earlier. The claim that every 3 seconds someone is born and 7 people die is not accurate based on current global statistics. Birth rates approximately 4.2 births occur every second worldwide, totaling about 362,437 births per day.
Jeez.
Deaths, approximately 2.0 deaths occur every second worldwide, totaling about 172,824 per day. So it's basically a 1 to 2.5 ratio. In the United States, 1 birth approximately every 9 seconds, deaths, 1 death approximately every 9.4 seconds. Now that has increased and decreased. The deaths has gotten higher, which is good, but the births have gotten higher, which is bad. Net migration, 1 person added every 23.2 seconds. That is an interesting stat. I haven't heard that in a long time, but that's really cool.
So they're about even right now.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's not good. 1.63 billion. So divide and give me a cost per acre. Lots of laughs. Well, it's not 1.63 billion is what we decided. So if we said if the United States just wanted to buy the most fertile property in the world, it'd be $2 trillion. So you would take 5% of the overall acreage of 2.3, but it's actually 1.6 because of federal land that they already have. So 1.65% would be 16 is 8. So that's 0.8. So Olivia, take stop. Let me think. 5% of that is 80 billion divided by 100 million.
See if my calculator.
80 billion divided by 100, or 100 million divided by 80 billion.
100 million divided by 80 billion. .00125. Do I need to do it the other way around?
Yeah, so roughly it would be $8,000. If the U.S. government got to buy it, it would be $800 per acre under eminent domain. The government sucks.
I got 800 off that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I just said.
I thought you said 8,000.
No, 800.
Okay.
No, 8,000 would be the regular going price.
They would pay 800 per acre.
On average per acre.
So we would get $400 for our land.
No, you get $800. The government, okay, listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
The average acre based upon real estate across the United States is $8,000 per acre.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get $800 per acre from the U.S. government, who gives 10% for eminent domain based upon the current value of acreage in the United States of America.
That's what I'm saying is we live on a half, so we'd get $400 from
Right,
the government.
but my point is, it's not your point, Mary. The point is the government could do it for a pittance. They could do it for $800 an acre. They could take the prime real estate across the United States that isn't owned by the U.S. government and just pay for it with a drop in the bucket. $800 per acre, that's nothing for the U.S. government. So my point is, why would the United States government kill its tax revenue source when it could just simply seize the land that it wants? It doesn't make any sense. Most of the deaths were the elderly and sick. The government killed people for an agenda, not depopulation. Yeah, there's no proof of that, though. Fauci warned Trump administration in 2017 of surprise infectious disease outbreak, so sounds like it was planned. We also, hold on a second. Let's slow down, people. We get surprise announcements all the time about hurricanes. We get surprise announcements about earthquakes and typhoons and tsunamis. We get surprise announcements that a severe weather storm is coming or an Arctic storm is coming. We get surprise announcement that certain countries are building up their nuclear arsenals. Does that mean that the government's responsible for all those things? No, of course not. The CDC is responsible. World Health Organization, also the United States government, is responsible for giving you an updated account of what the current risks are for an infectious disease breaching or a man-made disease breaching the internal security that's in place. Am I saying Fauci is innocent? No, I'm not saying Fauci is innocent. Fauci, we know 100%, hid the fact that gain-of-function research, that he guessed most of what he did, that he did not deserve any medal whatsoever. My point is that we know all of those things, and all of those things can be true. But to leap to the point that the United States government released COVID on the planet, you're like literally jumping the shark. You're saying something and you've done nothing to earn that statement. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're like, you got to go put the blood, sweat, and tears in to earn that statement. You have to have some empirical data. We know that COVID was mishandled. We know that China mishandled it. We know that they lied about it. We know that the United States lied about the gain-of-function research. We know also that Donald Trump is the one who turned gain-of-function research back on after Obama stopped it in 2015. Nobody seems to talk about that. Just like nobody seems to talk about the mRNA vaccine, and that Donald Trump is the one who pushed it through with warp speed and still supports it today. So we've got to be consistent, right? I mean, it's okay to sit here and call out one side, but we got to call out both sides at the same time.
Yeah. Just an update. It is 8:38. We have to be off in 22 minutes.
Yeah, but it's a good conversation.
We are at $215.44, $85 to goal. If you are able, we would really appreciate it if you could donate. If not, no worries. We love you anyway. And just share and subscribe and just share us out. Like and share. That's going to help us out a ton. So appreciate it. Thank you.
You did wonderfully. Mm-hmm. So
I had to run the show for 5 minutes by myself. I didn't know what I was doing.
I know I almost got in a fight with a FedEx driver.
I know.
So just so people understand, I'm not saying that there wasn't some nefarious shit that happened with COVID, because of course I'm saying that. What I'm saying is that we can't jump to conclusions based on circumstantial evidence and piece it together ourselves without exculpatory evidence. Look at the Epstein killing himself. When this video comes out, you guys are all you're going to embarrass yourselves. You're going to see Epstein going into that cell, and you're going to see it timestamp. You know what you're going to say? It's AI.
Yeah.
You're not going to, it's just like 9/11 with people who like think it was a conspiracy. It was a controlled demolition. You think the moon landing wasn't real. Nothing's going to convince you.
Flat earthers. Nothing's going to convince them.
I always try to ask those people, and people who are COVID conspiracy theorists and election deniers and all this other stuff, I just ask them, what would it take for you to possibly change your mind? You know what it is? Nothing. I don't trust the government. I know they did it. Even if they have evidence that they did it, they did it. I'm like, well, then there's no point in having a conversation. You're going to believe what you want to believe, but that doesn't mean you're right. Just because you believe it doesn't mean it's right. So on this show, what we try to do is we want to have conversations. I want to entertain conversations like this, but I also want to stick to the facts. And for anyone just to say, yeah, they released COVID to do a land grab, there's a lot of easier ways to do a land grab is my point. And a lot less expensive than, I don't know if you know this, but the government itself spent on COVID, what it spent on COVID, it could have spent 20% on that and bought all the property in the United States. They spent over $9 trillion on COVID. Why don't you just go ahead and pocket the $9 trillion and spend $2.3 trillion and buy all the land up in the United States? Why? Let's kill people instead. It doesn't make much sense, does it? Right? So even like all the other stuff you can talk about, that puts that to bed. Okay, so now what do we want to talk about? Did the government go ahead and use executive powers? They did. Did they lock us down? Yes. Did they completely infringe upon our rights? Of course they did. Rights to privacy, our freedom to move around, and life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness was absolutely stalwarted. Our children, experimental vaccines, horrible leadership from both administrations. All those things are true. World Health Organization is a scam. The NIH is, I don't trust them at all, and you shouldn't either. All of these things can be true. But when we make a comment that says the United States government is responsible for one of the largest mass genocides since the Holocaust, you're going to want to have some proof there. And you don't have it, because I've read it all too. And what we have is a bunch of stuff that is very, very questionable that nobody is getting held accountable for. Read somewhere deaths will occur from the COVID jabs for 5 years. It's going to be longer than that. I mean, it's a protein-based synthesis. This is possibly, with these protein spikes that we're seeing and the cancer spikes, now they're talking about it. If you go to covid.gov, go there right now and read it. I had it on the show a couple weeks ago. Folks, it's terrifying. Go to covid.gov and read about this stuff. If you look at what Pfizer and Moderna had to do, is that they actually had to put warning labels on the jab around myocarditis and some other health issues that they've been having. This is serious. And remember, we were all talking about this. So once again, everyone's like, see, everything we said was true. Wait a second. No, but what you did say is that mRNAs are dangerous. And here's why, because we all read up on them and we're like, I don't want that in my body. So just because that part was right doesn't mean that it's all right. So now that we have incontrovertible evidence, we can say the vaccine is bad in certain cases. Now, does it matter to a person who's 85 years old and that can, yes, get the vaccine, right? But for me, for my wife, for you, my kids, no, I don't see any reason to do that. So we have to be careful, because information is a very powerful thing, and people just willy-nilly just say things all over, especially people who are on platforms like ours, who say things that you're just like, wait a second, that's not true. We don't have any proof of that. $215 to goal, folks. We would love to get to it. I'm going to show a couple of more videos. Olivia and I have to go to, where are we going, honey?
I'm going to Home Depot. Closes at 10.
10 o'clock.
So to transition, so we are starting to get more guests, which is awesome. That is the goal for our show, is to have a guest on at least once a week, if not almost every night. That is our goal.
Once a week, not every night. I don't know who made that executive decision. Once a week.
Once a week. So we have guests booked for the next 3 weeks, which is fantastic. So next Thursday, we have Jack and Mandy Del Rio. They are a They are a husband and wife team that they shoot documentaries. And Mr. Barry Morgenstein introduced us to them. And they also are the ones who got Paul Carafortes on the show, which was awesome.
So they are going to be coming on, a couple, and they do documentaries, and I would love for them to do a dumb show documentary, because that'd be cool. What else?
We have the following Wednesday, the 11th, Mr. Dave Bondi will be on the show. So that'll be very cool.
Now, do you want to tell them who Dave Bondi is?
You're going to have to tell them who Dave Bondi is.
Oh.
I haven't done my research. Sorry.
All right. So Dave Bondi is an investigative journalist, and he has one hell of a following. And I guess he watched the show. Yes, Matt, and the left was the worst to push the vaccine. So
train of thought.
No, I'm reading.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Sorry. So Dave, he's a reporter, investigative journalist, does a lot of stuff on Facebook. You guys may have seen him. He does a lot of videos. He's an independent journalist, digital content creator. He's based in Michigan, which is interesting. He's got 25 years experience. He's worked all over North Carolina, Alabama, Pennsylvania, Michigan. He served as an anchor on NBC 25 and Fox 66 in Flint. He's works with the Mackinac Center for Public Policy. It's a nonprofit research organization. He's got a huge online presence, 700,000 followers, and he followed me and started watching my stuff. And I made a comment. He made a comment on one of my videos, and then I said something to him, and he goes, "Hey, man, hit me up so we can get in contact and work with each other." So he's going to come on the show.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, we have Barry Morgenstein coming back on.
And then Barry Morgenstein's
We
coming back.
always love have Barry.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a guest each week. It's something I promise until we get it. Dave Bondi knows Justin Barclay. I know that. I at this point I can say I know Justin Barclay. He's supposed to come on the show multiple times, but we just haven't clicked. But we share each other's stuff, and he says nice things, and I say nice things, and I consider it to be like a Damani relationship. It's going to grow, and this is exciting because we're starting to get more and more. Okay, Damani, shut up.
That light just turned white.
Because your cat hit the cord.
No, that would be the dog.
Okay, the dog hit the cord. And honestly, it looks really good. It's fine. It looks good. It looks like your vagina is aglow like a sunset.
Jeez. That would be the dog.
Ray of sunshine.
Also hit my table with my monitor on it.
Well, one button. There it is. Oh, amazing. I always find the button, baby. So
yeah, you never had problems with that.
You should try
we
and
will get Roseanne. I'm sure at some point we will hopefully get Roseanne.
Yeah. Oh, so a lot of people know who Dave Bondi is. Well, he's coming on. You should try to get David Cooper. I love when people say I should try to get people. Why don't we have these people reach out to us? Because at this point, trust me, when we get the new studio, we are going to be getting more and more people. So hang on.
Or if you would like to see someone on the show,
Go
reach
ask.
out to them. Go ask, or give me their contact info and I will ask. But
Olivia's doing really well. She's been booking people.
But you gotta tell me who these people are because I don't watch podcasts. I don't watch stuff, so I have no idea who these people are. So you guys got to get me their information and some info on them. And I have no problem going after them.
Either way, Dave Bondi is coming on. He's a good dude. And, once again, it's nice to be recognized.
And I messaged Libby Emmons, but I haven't heard back. So if anyone knows how to get
just keep hitting her up. Listen, we're not a scam. This is the Don't Unfriend Me show. We really want to have you on. You were on with Damani.
Well, I dropped Damani's name.
You got to drop Damani's name. Yeah, I want Libby on. I love her.
I said, I gave our, how to watch and stuff in my email, and I said our good friend Damani Felder was on the show with you last Friday.
And he name dropped us, so that helps. I got to get that clip of him doing that.
He did name drop us.
Speaking of Damani Felder, Damani has a video that I thought we should watch about Ava Moore. It's pretty powerful. Listen.
Ava Moore is a name you probably don't recognize, and when you figure out why, it should tick you off. So Ava went out this past Memorial Day weekend to Grapevine Lake near the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm sure just to hang out with family and friends and enjoy the Memorial Day weekend. But Ava's life was tragically cut short when an individual struck her with a jet ski while she was kayaking and then fled the scene. Ava was 18 years old, a recent graduate of the U.S. Air Force Academy prep school, and was going to go to the academy in the near future. But now she will not get that opportunity. And the individuals who took her life were never supposed to be here in the first place. Both the individuals who have since been charged were here from Venezuela and arrived here illegally back in 2023. Now, it is a crying shame that you haven't heard about this story, and that is because the powers that be, the mainstream media, the Democrat Party, wants you to believe that deportation of these individuals who have no business here in this country is a terrible, inhumane thing, while completely ignoring the fact that more and more Americans, just like Ava Moore, continue to have their lives, their hopes and dreams ripped away by individuals who have no business here in the first place. And of course, this news story was overshadowed by this weekend being the 5th anniversary of the George Floyd incident, where more individuals were concerned with virtue signaling about George Floyd than paying attention to and paying homage to this tragic loss of life. It's ridiculous, it's infuriating, and it should make you upset just like it makes me. But those are my thoughts, and I'm curious what yours might be.
I love my mocha skin, brother.
I did hear about that, and then yes, it was overshadowed by freaking George Floyd. I mean, just flowers and so ridiculous.
Yeah, 5 years drug-free. I want to go ahead and give George Floyd a...
Did he get his coin?
Yeah, he got his 5-year coin. So congratulations, being drug-free, George. Scott Labayo, the artist from New York, would be a great guest. Well, he knows Barry, so we'll see if Barry can hook him up. Kevster donated $21.10. Thanks, folks. That puts us at $64 outside of goal. Folks, we would love to hit it. We have to go at 9 o'clock, and we really don't want to miss goal. So if you were holding and waiting, now is the time. Remember, we're not going anywhere, folks. We're not a fly-by-night operation. We've been here for 4 years. Got a brand new studio coming here for you. It's 3 times the size of this. We have spared no expense. It is going to be the Jurassic Park of podcast studios. We're so excited. It looks awesome. So We're just building it, and it's going to be hopefully done by June 10th. So I would love to have Scott on. You might want to ask. He's on Fox all the time. He does great work. Damani he needs to put my hat on. I gave him 3 Dumb Show hats, and I've been waiting.
You better text him.
I am going to text him.
Where's the hat?
To say, seriously, you're not coming back. But here's the problem. Here is another video that's made by Chris Cuomo, who tried to kind of rebrand himself as I'm kind of a cool, middle of the road Democrat. No, this guy is a complete. Just listen to this. Listen to him excuse away illegal immigrants and how it isn't really a problem, even though we just had a veteran die.
Another death.
Change how I feel about the parties. They are the problem. They are the root of this binary battle to the bottom. The division is almost exclusively manufactured. We are fighting over culture issues and controversies that are completely made up. We divide this country over a single homicide of somebody, and it's absolutely wrong. What happened to Laken Riley is horrible. It's one too many, any way you want to look at it. But it is also an artificial issue. We have crime issues in this country. Our homicide problem is not from illegal immigrants, okay? Yeah, but there shouldn't be any. There shouldn't be any of a lot of things that we haven't made a top priority. The division is manufactured. Change how I feel about the parties.
Speaking of synonyms, artificial and fake mean the same thing. So are you saying, Mr. Cuomo, that Lincoln Riley's death was artificial?
That's what it sounds like to me.
That you think it was a fake death? I would love for you to face her parents and tell her parents that it was a fake death. Seriously? You're stupid.
Listen, just because illegals, you need to understand something too, is a lot of crimes aren't prosecuted on illegal immigrants in non-sanctuary cities, simply because deportation would take priority. And if you have a lengthy case against them, they unfortunately have to stay in country. So what you see is a lot of people will dismiss charges and ship and deport them out instead. This happens more often than not, which means a lot of these cases don't make it to a point of a prosecution, an investigative body getting convictions on these things. So that's not a fair assessment, number one. Number two, when you talk about fentanyl and sex trafficking, maybe not crimes committed on the United States, but once these people are illegal, they are criminals, period. 100% of illegal immigrants are not immigrants. They're illegals. They are criminals. 100% of the time. They are the only demographic where every single one of them is a criminal outside of Mormons. So something you should think about. If I have any Mormons watching, I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of Cuomo. I think to sit here and say this is ridiculous, but this is the trans. Folks, we have 6 minutes. We need a huge one. We need a big one. We got to make this happen. We can't stay past 9. We cannot stay past 9, and we really need an end to a good week. We've overdriven both nights, and we would love to end it solid here because Olivia is being lazy and not working her full month this month.
What do you mean I'm not working? In June? Yeah. Yeah. That's not my fault.
It's your fault. I'm blaming you.
I'm
okay. We don't have time for this. It's just color. It's color. It doesn't mean anything. Nobody cares. It's just color commentary. It's not even true. You just throw it out there and leave it in there. And you go, oh, geez, shucks, Matt. It's like the Al Bundy thing, right? You're supposed to go, oh, Al. That's what you're supposed to do. Instead, you're like, oh,
would you like me to wear my hair in a beehive?
No, I just want you to be like, oh, Matt, knock it off.
Stop.
Would you like me to rub your feet later? Yes.
No, you can rub mine.
Yeah. Oh, that's duh. Oh, please twist my arm, force me, do it. All right. Watch this video. This is the most cringe shit ever. This is Julie Hamill, president of California Justice Center. I want to have her on because one, she's smoking. And two, the CNN. This is what the news media has come. And this is going to take us until 9 o'clock. So once again, if you have not had a chance to donate, you need to do it. Please help us out. Here, listen to the sob story.
The Dumb Show is built on real conversations, raw, unfiltered, and fearless. Big Tech didn't like that. Facebook pulled our funding, tried to shut us down, but for over a year, You, our incredible viewers, have kept us going. Your support, your donations, your time, it all matters. Most of you spend 10 plus hours a week with us. Compare that to Netflix, maybe 5 hours a month. We believe we're worth that time, and we hope you do too. But listen, we don't want giving to feel like a burden. We want it to feel good. So take a second to ensure you're in a good spot. If you're in a place to give, that will be amazing. If not, just liking and sharing helps more than you know. Visit thedumbshow.com/donate. Whether it's PayPal, Venmo, or mail, every bit helps to keep us going. Dumb Nation, we appreciate you more than words can say.
Judy says, start calling him Al when he says stuff like that.
Huh? Start calling you out?
Who are you texting?
I wasn't texting. I was checking weather, considering we were under a tornado watch. I'm just checking weather.
A lot of people are like, dude, you're so mean to Olivia. I'm not mean. We're friends. We're friends first, okay? We joke around. This is foreplay. This is how we talk to each other. And when we're watching a game or just chilling out watching a movie, it's hold hands. And because if you bring my daughter in here and just ask her, how disgusting are your parents? She'll like, bleh. So just, you know what? Stop being so judgy. Just look at yourself. Stop. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about my wife. We've got this under control. I got her right where I want her. Okay.
Married almost 23
If I tell her once, she usually listens. Okay. I don't have to tell her twice. All right. So anyway, just listen. This is how cringe the journalism has gotten, folks. $64 from Goal. We need your help. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. But watch this first.
Make this fair for her to compete, for those who are competing against her. What would that kind of structure?
So to give you some backstory, this is about tire just hit. The backstory is men competing in women's sports. And this lady, Julie Hamill, is making the argument that men should not be in women's sports. And this newscaster, this shill of a person, keeps calling him she. And watch how Julie just is literally trying not to vomit how stupid this lady is.
In competition look like?
Who is her?
AB.
Okay, AB Hernandez is a male who identifies as a female. What would be fair is to have Hernandez competing in the male category. It is not fair to the females competing to have to compete with a male.
Okay, so in Trump's federal funding threat, is that something, though, that would hurt all student athletes, including athletes who are assigned female at birth?
Would his federal funding threat hurt athletes?
If the money is taken away.
Right. So the law actually says that schools that do not abide Title IX or other federal laws cannot receive federal funds. So that's not Trump's fault. The problem is that the state with AB 1266.
But you understand, Julie, there's two views here on Title IX. So just to be clear, not everyone agrees with you on how you're viewing it. So in that regard,
whether they agree or not is
immaterial. Take away the
immaterial.
funding on as it pertains to trans athletes, not everyone agrees.
Hey, thank you, Patricia. Hope this helps. It does. $26.25, $38 away, folks. $38 away.
I think we just have to be clear about that. If you are taking away the funds for
Look at Julie.
athletes, student athletes in California, isn't that going to hurt all of them?
Taking away federal funds is going to hurt all California kids, which is why the state of California needs to comply with federal law. It's very simple.
So when you dig into the science on trans athletes, what is really clear is that there needs to be a lot more research on a lot more trans athletes to be able to draw better conclusions about the effect of whether gender-affirming care actually reduces or eliminates the advantage
Look
conferred
at Julie.
on an.
I love this chick. Her pain is so palpable. Like if you could plug into this screen, you could solve the energy crisis from the angst she's giving off. She literally wants to reach the screen and just beat this woman like she's a FedEx driver.
I want to beat this woman.
Yeah, I know.
Athlete who is genetically male. Would you welcome more research? Is this a situation where more research might help?
I absolutely think that more research and more careful and thoughtful discussion is necessary here. Pediatric sex change procedures are very harmful and they cause lifelong damage to children. And this is something that the United States of America needs to examine thoughtfully, and people need to be able to discuss openly without being called bigots and transphobes.
Yeah, totally hear you. So
I don't.
No, but can we, like, that's not what I meant. Can we have research that, like, will convince you that guys should be able to beat up girls? I mean, is that's really what we're the fifth wave of feminism, where we just want to take it back to the first wave and just beat the shit out of women and not go to jail for it? Can we do this?
There are obviously clear benefits to playing sports, to competing in sports. So when you're looking at an athlete,
Yeah, it's called intramural. Wait till college.
like A.B. Hernandez, what would you have her do so that she can benefit?
Well, I would stop calling her and she and setting the disillusionment to something that's socially acceptable and start calling EB he, because that is most indeed what he is.
From sporting?
I view A.B. Hernandez as the victim in this situation.
Thank you, Kev. 3721, even 300. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate you getting us flat home. Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel for him, and I feel that he has been lied to for his entire life. And it's probably very destabilizing and difficult for him right now to realize that what he's been told is not actually reality. He cannot become a girl. What he can do is compete in the male category.
Okay,
or
let's
if
stick to
CIF
sports. So you say compete in the male.
Can we stop? Listen, Julie, I know this is really tough. Can we just stop with the facts? Can you please live in my fantasy world where dragons and unicorns are real? Because this isn't fair. You're really bursting my diverse bubble here, and I need you to stop. I don't feel like this is very inclusive in our conversation.
Category or what?
Can you stop telling me what a woman is, please? Because I definitely know.
I just want to slap this woman.
Or if the state and CIF want to create a separate category for people like A.B. Hernandez, and that's something that they want to do, fine. It is not fair to female athletes who have worked their entire lives for this kind of competition, who also, by the way, cannot speak out for fear of retaliation, which A.B. Hernandez's mother has personally threatened.
Thank you, Deborah Boggs.
So it's very unfair.
Go to Home Depot.
For
We're going,
girls
sister.
And women in California to have to compete with males, have to share facilities with males, and then not be able to speak up about the unfairness because people are going to label them as bigots.
I will say this. Julie has most assuredly proven that she's all woman and that I am 100% all male. There's no doubt. You do the same thing to me. Just don't get upset. Julie's smoking. It's the peach blouse. When you wear that silk blouse thing and that jacket, forget about it. Like when you were dressed up for the fundraiser, it was like, oof. I'm like, listen, whether we hit the 20K.
Pink shirt that matched the microphone cover that I had no idea.
Yeah, where it looked like you were wearing nothing and just, yeah, it was hot. Folks, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show. It's good to have. I'm glad we got rated on Rumble again. That's kind of fun.
That's twice in 2 weeks. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
I think that's great.
Rate us and grow. Did we get some followers from this? Or
several people said they were going to.
That's so nice. Who does that? I
don't know. It's other shows, other conservative shows. It was another conservative show that did it. And what they do is there's even like a logo. It's like a pirate ship, and it just pops up and covers somebody's comment, and it says so-and-so has rated your feed. And then all of a sudden all these new people pop up. So whoever does it brings all their followers and they just pop in.
Holy shit. We got like almost 100 subscribers from that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we had a lot from last time too.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really, really neat.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. Holy shit.
What?
We just got a lot of views on the, I mean, it's not a lot. I mean, I kind of feel stupid for being so excited about this, but, no, maybe we didn't get 100, but we got a few. We got some good views on this show. 400 people live, and we only have 1,600 followers. That's not bad.
No, considering that we only have like 65 on Facebook with 240,000 followers. So.
I know Olivia's hotter. I just do it to get Olivia. It's just, come on, guys. It's the game.
Jealousy is foreplay.
That's right. Jealousy is foreplay. So it's over now? Well, it's 9:00, dude. Yeah, Larry. Did you chip in for overtime? No, we're leaving. So, auto pen. Shit. All right. We got to go to Home Depot. Gosh darn it. But I have to talk about auto pen because I promised. All right. I have to go in 4 minutes. I have to go.
Are we taking the dog?
No.
Are we taking the kids? Oh, see.
I don't care. We got to go, though. We got to go. I know it's late, but we got to go. The auto pen. Oh, Trump imposed a 25% increase on foreign steel. And he was at the Steelworkers Union in Pennsylvania. They were freaking just went crazy cheering for him, which is really exciting. Here is the auto pen thing. Sorry, folks. I had more to show you tonight. Oh, man. I'm failing you guys.
Because this has...
All right, so this is Andy Biggs from Arizona. This auto pen thing it's gaining some traction. And just listen to this, and then we're going to talk more about this on Monday. But here it is. Pam says, I'm a truck driver and love listening to your show. Thanks, Pam. That's a tough job. I respect you. May your second book always be accurate. No. And your first book always be conducive to drive as many hours as you can until you have to go to sleep.
Bobby said save it to Monday.
No, I got to do it. Bobby.
Massive implications.
Let's listen to it. I don't even know if they do first and second books anymore. And don't even admit it if you do. I just know old school truck drivers had 2 log books, one that was real and one that was for if the authorities pulled you over.
That's what I heard too.
Because this has massive implications for national security, but it has constitutional implications as well. Do we need to get in and fix the 25th Amendment of the Constitution? I mean, this thing goes big, and it gets back. So we talk auto pen, we talk cover up here. All of these are linked and related, Todd.
Well, let's talk about that auto pen first. There have been some rumblings that maybe there was some sort of a pay to play scam going on here. You paid money to administration officials and you got your pardon. Congressman, are you hearing those rumors? Any validity to them?
Well, I have heard those rumors, and that's part of what the investigation that we're going to have. I've actually urged both the Judiciary Chairman and the Oversight Chairman to actually do this, to open up investigations on both of these, because we've got the jurisdiction. But Todd, I am hearing those rumors, and we need to get to the bottom of that. That's very serious stuff.
It is, and quite frankly, shocking. I mean, we all know the story of Woodrow Wilson and his wife and the cover-up there back when Wilson suffered a stroke. But this seems to have gone on for a very long time, and possibly, if we're to believe the book by Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson, this could have been going on for possibly the entire term that Biden was in office.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think people like you, certainly people like me, I was out there. I noticed the cognitive decline, even while he was campaigning and running for the office itself. And then you
thank you, John.
Worse and worse.
Keep on keeping on. We will.
Policies that were inconsistent with.
So listen, I've covered the auto pin several times, and I've tried to say it. 3 things: the auto pin is completely legal if the party that is responsible for the signature has given consent for their signature to be used. 2, that with that consent that they are aware of what will be signed on their behalf. And 3 is that it cannot be used in a nefarious way or to alter something that the signee does not know about. In this case, all 3 of those things sound like they were violated. That's when I said it's not legal. You guys remember I walked you through this, told you auto pens are used. They're used by government officials. I even used them when I was helping the gubernatorial race in Wyoming. And we would use auto pen to sign documents and sign letters and things to that effect. It is 100% acceptable if the signee understands what's being done. In this case, it sounds like it's not. Now, does this mean that these pardons will be null and void? No, because all that Joe Biden has to say is, I gave consent, and it's over. This is going to be, if there are certain executive orders that were sent, they have a right to call and subpoena Biden and staffers and find out truly if what he says is true. They're going to try to keep him off the stand. This is why they dropped the prostate cancer stuff. They're trying to make him seem like he's a dying man and his days are numbered. They're trying to, de-signify his stature as a former president to make it look like a mafioso boss who is on oxygen and in a wheelchair when he comes in for his arraignment. This stuff is political. More importantly, I don't care about the signatures. I don't care about who was pardoned. I care about the money that changed hand. And if staffers sold this, this means there was a level of greed that they all knew that they had to cash in before Donald Trump came in because it was all going to come crashing down. And if that's the case, then we need to let Donald Trump cook. And I say we vote for him in 2028. Because honestly, the moment that they take power again, they're going to do whatever they can to never give up control again. How can you not see that? How can you not see what liberals are doing?
I see it.
Yeah, you should. Folks, we got to get out of here. We really appreciate it. We thank you so much for watching. It was a good night. Good to have. It was fun, even though I wanted to kill the FedEx driver. We need to go to Home Depot. We need to call Amazon. Livia, you look beautiful. Thank you for being with us. Can't wait for our weekend together of painting and literally not getting any time off. And we will be back when?
Monday at 7 o'clock. Me, you, and Amy.
Monday, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
All right, we're out of here. See you guys. See you on Monday at 7 o'clock. Thanks for watching. By the way, quick announcement. There very well could be a weekend show coming when the new studio launches. I'm just letting you know. Some information coming around the pike. Can't tell you what it is. Not you. Liv, calm down.
No, I'm just looking.
Just tell. She's like, I don't want to do anymore. We got to go. We'll talk soon. We have some good announcements coming. We'll see you. Thanks for the donations.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.